live from the Circuit of the Americas for next EU Tier race in Zenith Online Racing. It's gonna be a good one today. Gonna be probably quite a different race than we saw last week in Singapore, but let's get this all set. Looks like we have a couple guys out already for their first lap. Zamaglis being the very first in this Alfa Romeo. Alright. So that everyone headed out now for their first flying laps around this beautiful circuit in Austin, Texas. You know, only a grid of 18 today, so competition wide open. Strategy going to be probably fairly straightforward, soft to medium, with maybe a soft mixed in, but we'll have to see how it works out for them. Alright, tonight Lumonga starting his first flying lap. Let's take a ride on board him. Out the hill towards the steep turn one, blind apex there. Down into the S's. Very exhilarating to go through. Looks to be fairly clean through there. Very easy to invalidate your lap going through that section, so that's going to be something that you got to be careful with today. Down the long back straight, easily the best overtaking zone on the track with the DRS straight and slipstream into a hard braking zone, turn 12. And you got the tricky sector 3, low grip the entire way around, so it's tough to get a clean lap through this section. Looks to be pretty solid so far though. See the flat out triple apex right hander, that's a very fun corner to go through there. Around the final turn, let's see where it can go. Looks like it's been a pretty solid lap. 132.7, so that's a pretty good benchmark there. Frank Lucas next across, runs a little bit wide. Starting lap, Beck goes on top of the order. Buzz next with a 132.5. Andre Souza goes with a 133.4. Larkin on the mediums 132.6, so solid on him. As Gilda goes top of the order with a 132.0 on the softs. So Henry's next across, also on the mediums to start a flying lap. Cuscio as well, and Toro Rosso. I believe Rob goes 9th with a 133.8 on the mediums, so it'll be interesting to see if any of these guys can get in the top 10 on the mediums to run that reverse strategy today. Adley across the start is flying out this Frank and back straight. Pop it across the line, P8. So a solid run, and Gilza is still top of the order after the first round. Looks like Mercedes is coming up next. sure who's all on a flyer right now. I was dipping back into pits. Looks like Johannes might be ready to start the lap coming up here. It looks like he's gonna dive into the pit. Oh, hits the pit wall actually. So that's something you gotta watch out for. That will just come out and bite you. Crucio coming across here to set a time. P9 with a 1:33.2, so pretty solid run there. Rob comes across, he improves just slightly, but not enough to get him into the top 10. Adri gonna be the next to cross, coming through the final corner. And he goes P4, so a solid time with a 1:32.4 for him, for the McLaren. About to dive into the pits as the Mercedes, so most drivers got their first run in, getting ready to go back out for their second. Walking out in those mediums, gotta believe he'll be bringing it back into the pits here at the end of that lap, at the end of the lap. Mongless out for his second run of the session. Larkin improves to P3 with that 1:32.3 on those mediums. He's already got 3 laps on them already, so that'd be interesting to see how that starts, how that holds the start of the race if he ends up starting on these mediums. Crucio, I believe, is diving in the pits. It looks like Cousins and Mongless coming through Sector 3 on their outlaps. We'll start another flyer here for him. So we still have, there's still always, like anywhere we go, there's a chance of the safety car playing it, making a huge impact in the results of the race, so fairly likely here today, but the timing of it could be a huge factor in determining the results. As we saw in Singapore, it didn't really make a difference, but you never know. We could see, that's something we could see play a factor today. Frank Lucas about to start a flying lap here. Johannes as well on the softs. Samal goes through Sector 3 again for his second run. I don't think we'll see anyone stick in the top 10. Oh, a little bit of oversteer coming off that corner there. Yep, Larkin's going to come back out on the soft. So currently nobody will be starting on the mediums from the top 10. So interesting to note for strategy wise. Through the final corner now, see if he can improve on his first time, 1:32.7. And goes P2 with a 1:32.1, so a very solid lap there. And Fuzz goes P1 with a 1:31.9. Next up, I believe, is Janet on the mediums to start. To come across for this first time, still can't improve out of P14. It should still have plenty of time to make another solid run. Heron coming through sector 3 again on the medium tires. See where we can go. P11, 1:33.1, so an alright time for him there. Rob comes across 8th place. Johannes across the line goes P9 at 1:32.7. So pole time probably going to be somewhere mid 1:31s. As there's a little puppy messer with a 1:31.8 to the top of the timing charts. Very solid lap there for him. Very tight at the top of the order, just 5/10 separating second from 9th. So it's going to be very competitive, especially in the top half today. Still over just over 6 minutes remaining here in qualifying, however. Still a lot could change. Here comes Ryan across the line, moves up into P10 with a 1:32.5 flat. I believe the Mercedes of Beck already sitting in P5. Jumps and Moglis up to P4 with a 1:32.0, so a good time there. Robin the Toro Rosso currently sitting in 16th place. See what kind of time he can come up with here. Across the line goes, second place, a 1:31.9, so very, very solid lap time there. Looks like Johannes is heading back into the pits, as is Adri as well. Looks like Gil's about to start a flying lap, currently sitting in 4th place. Can very easily make an improvement up to grab pole, especially with J. Cole not being in this race today. He's got to be considered one of the favorites to take the victory today. It's Bones across the final corner. See where he can go. He goes P1 on 1:31.6. So Bones top of the leaderboard in the Mercedes. Brian likely heading back into the pits. Andre Souza about to start a flying lap from 16th place. As well as RC7 in his racing point. Might get a little bit of slipstream down the pit straight here, so that could be beneficial to him. Looks like a Red Bull. Everybody heading back into the pits now seems to prepare for their last flying lap. Larkin, however, he's on an out lap. He was the winner last week in Singapore. Very solid drive. Held off both Renaults. So Gilzo coming across, finish out a solid lap. Actually, he's going to head into the pits. So let's go back to Larkin here. Comes through the first sector, flat out through the first couple of turns here, then a slight lift and a quick dab on the brakes to this next couple. Very tricky to hit right, and then decelerating curves as they head through into the start of sector 2. It's one of the most difficult tracks in the whole, or parts of any circuit on the whole calendar. Gonna get some slipstream off his teammate here, I believe. He was on his outlap set. Good teamwork there from the Ferraris. Gain a little bit of an advantage. It's 5/10 up, coming through the second sector, so this should put him right near the front of the grid. around the final corner now. Very tidy lap. And it puts him P1 at 1:31.5. So a very good lap for Larkin in the Ferrari. And coming around to start his flying lap, Zemoglis with his final flying lap. Almost everybody on their out lap right now. I think Arrow's on a flyer as well. The Toro Rosso reserving today. Currently sitting in P14. We'll see if he is able to improve on this lap. Usually 4/10 up, so a solid first couple of sectors. See if he can break into the top 10 with this lap. Around the final corner, very solid to the third sector, and he goes P5. Very good time with a 1:31.9. His teammate Rob coming up next to Fez as well to start their laps. Crucio in the Red Bull. Andre Souza looks like he's going to dive it into the pits. So Heron is coming through sector 3 in the other Ferrari. Gonna want to see if he can improve from 16th place where he is at the moment. Just a minute left in qualifying here. Around the final turn. And P5, 1:31.9. So a good time for him. And there's quite a log jam here going down the pit straight. Puppet is leading this train, followed by the two Renaults. Each on a flying lap right now, so this could get interesting. Jenna's about to start a flying lap as well. And Adri across the final turn. Can't improve that time. Back in Bones. Both final flyers. Frank Lucas, 1:34.5. It can improve, but can't get out of 18th place. So it looks like everyone's going to be finishing up right now before we get into the end quality. Rob running P4. Going to see if he can jump onto the first row of the grid. He improves, but just not quite able to beat Puppet Master. Fuzz coming across next. P3, a good lap time from him there. Crucio can improve from 15th place. Puppet Master coming up next to the triple right-hander, currently in P4. Looks like he has a good chance to improve on that time though. He's got one of the Renaults right behind. Let's see what he can go up with. Gilzo goes top of the charts on 1:31.5, and then Larkin beats that time with a 1:31.1. Very impressive lap there from the Ferrari driver. Looks like Janet's coming through the final couple of turns now. Gonna try to improve out of 17th place. And he's a bit wide, but still goes P9, so a pretty solid lap from them. Beck looks like he's gonna drop into the pits as well. Zamoglis is gonna get out of the way. Frank Lucas into the pits. Not sure if anyone's still. I think that's it for qualifying, so I believe Larkin is going to be on pole for this race. The United States Grand Prix. Put in a very impressive 1:31.1. Bones is will be starting in second place, just ahead of Gilzo and Fuzz on the second row of the grid. Everybody on the soft tire, so it looks like strategy could probably only play a role for the timing of the safety car, or if anyone elects to go with the reverse strategy from bottom 10. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Texas. P1 is Larkin. The Ferrari Bones starts in second place. Gilzo P3. Fuzz in 4th. Puppet Master 5th. Rob is 6th. Heron 7th. Arrow goes 8th. Janet is 9th. Zamark is 10th. Beck 11th. Ryan qualifies 12th. Adri 13th. RC 14th. Johanna starting 15th. Crucio 16th. Andre Souza 17th. And Frank Lucas starting 18th in the Haas. So very tight at the top of the grid here for qualifying. Hopefully that translates over the race and we have a good session today. So not sure if there's going to be any weather involved in this Grand Prix, but that could definitely shake things up as we saw in Tier 2 on Thursday. Could depend a lot on the exact timing of it when it comes out. Could definitely throw things for a loop. So according to Arrow, it looks like it's going to be a dry race, so that simplifies everything a bit in terms of the strategy here. Going to be pretty straightforward. A lot of pure pace going to be involved in determining who comes home on top. Formation lap getting underway. We've got a couple guys in the back of the grid who've elected to go with the mediums to start. We got Beck in P11 on the mediums, Ryan in P12, RC, Johannes, and Crucio 14th through 16th, all electing to go with the medium tires. Likely on the reverse, medium to soft. But let's see if that has any benefit as opposed to this soft medium that the rest of the grid will be running. Another thing that'd be interesting to watch, first lap safety car, it could definitely happen. Do any of the soft runners decide to dive into the pits? That could be something to look out for. This could be anyone's race. There's definitely quite a few contenders at the front that have a good shot at taking this race today. Anyone's best guess is what this outcome is going to be. Very competitive field here today. Alright, coming through the final turn now, about to get things underway here from Austin, Texas, said the Circuit of the Americas. Larkin and Bones will be on the front row of the grid. You may see some chaos down into turn 1. It's a very wide entry and a very tight apex, so could see quite a lot of drama as we head up that hill. Lots of broken front wings and carbon fiber flying through the first turn. So here we are, we're about to get underway from the United States Grand Prix. And the lights are out, and they're off up the hill towards turn 1. Looks like Larkin got a better start than Buns, and Gilzo's going to try to jump him around the outside as well. Looks like a McLaren's getting stuck in the middle, and a Mercedes has gone off in the back. I believe that's Beck. Everyone still seems to be getting through this pretty clean. Oh, there's a Puppet Master's around. He's gone off and he's coming back onto the track. Looks like they managed to get through that cleanly for everybody else, but someone got into him. I couldn't tell who it was, and most likely damaged their front wing. Everybody seems to be okay though. I'm impressed with that they were able to make it through there with only that minor incident that he met at Puppet Master. Incredible save there. Only lost 4 spots as well. Now everybody in single file line going down through the back straight. Heron is on the back of Fuzz. He's going to think about looking to the inside, but he pulls back in line. Thought better of making a move down into the hairpin. Gills are closing up on the back of Bones coming through into the start of Sector 3. It's not quite close enough to make a move anywhere. A yellow flag and Williams has gone off of the back. I believe that's Andre Souza. Appears to be okay. Might have just lost the car there in that low grip sections as Larkin comes across to lead the first lap. Puppet Master right on the back of Arrow as they come down through the pit straight again. Don't know if he'll be able to make a move as Arrow is closing on the back of Zenith up into turn 1. And they all make it through. So Gills are still waiting behind Bones, trying to make a move at second place. Up in the one of our drivers already down to 17 runners. Very easy to lose grip in that first sector as Andre has gone around as well. So in the first 2 laps already, seen 3 drivers go off in the first sector. Frank has made a move past Audrey, but Audrey's coming back here down the DRS straight. Johanna's looking to find some room as well. And they're both going to make it past Frank. They're going to go side by side into the hairpin. And Audrey's going to hold on to the position. So impressive move for 12th place. Heron is closing in on the back of Fuzz, with Jenna not too far behind. Tough place to get a move done. We'll see if he's able to do it. Fuzz runs a little bit wide there. So starting on this lap, it's gonna get that DRS down the 2 long straight. So he might find a spot to get it done, but not this time. As they wind through the S's once more, Puppet is still right on the back of Arrow. But not close enough to get moved. His wing still looks okay despite having that accident on the very first lap. Coming through the hairpin now onto the longest straight of the track, which is also the best overtaking chance, but all have this DRS train, so it might make things a little bit difficult as Aaron is closing. He's right there, looks to the outside, runs a little bit wide, but he's not able to get the move done. But he's going to stick back into the next right-hander, and oh, he gets turned by Fuzz, and they've both gone off into the gravel. It's too aggressive trying to fit 2 cars where only one can go, and they've both lost out massively here. Both cars seem to be alright though. And I don't see any wing damage at all. But that's just Aaron is still struggling, probably on overheated tires now, as Larkin has dived it into the pits already. Putting on those medium tires, so... Oh, and Aaron is stuck at the pit entry. Broke his front wing. I think he may have missed the entry and hit into the pit wall barrier there. Puppet is still right on the back of Arrow and Jen as these 3 are going through the S's. Puppet looks to the outside, going to try to force his way through, and I think he's going to get it done. Impressive move there is Janet's gone around at the end of sector 1 and he's off into the barriers. Looks to have kept his entire wing, but He's going to lose a lot of time here. At this point for him there, another driver is claimed by the SS in Sector 1. As Arrow with DRS against Puppet Master. Looks to the inside, into the hairpin. And not sure if he's going to get done. Still side by side through the double right. And it looks like Arrow's still going to be fighting back on the inside in the double apex left end. He's got it done, but here comes Puppet Master on the switchback move. Going to be a tough place to go around the outside, and it looks like Arrow's going to hold him off. Oh, maybe not as Puppet Master comes back, but Arrow finally closes him off, so an impressive move there for P4. Multi-lap battle there. Very, very good driving for both of those drivers. Adri right on the back of RC7 here in the midfield. Another one of them DRS chains down the pit straight. Both on the back of Ryan, but it looks like he's going to hold him out. Ooh, they nearly touched. They're going to turn one. Adri with a massive walk-up. He's into Ryan and just lost his front wing. Johannes has crashed into him as well. And chaos all over the place in turn 1. Adri locked up massively as he tried to make a move on RC and Ryan going into turn 1. We have a virtual safety car for this, so chaos all over the place. Fuzz has dived into the pits for the hards as well as Aaron, so maybe going to try to go to the end on those tires. So a chaotic first few laps where the first sector's claimed quite a few drivers, along with 2 collisions in different parts of the track. Yet Gilzo has maintained the lead after Larkin dived it in for the mediums, with Bones half a second behind. Top 3 have started to pull away just a bit from this battle here between Arrow and Puppet Master, and then another large gap to RC in 6th place behind it. This has been a very long VSC. Battles all over the place. Crucio in P12 is right on the back of Larkin. Not sure if he'll be able to get anything done once we go back green. As Larkin looks to the inside of Johannes, who's broken his front wing in that turn 1 incident. Bones dives it into the pits. Kind of early to go to get off the soft tires unless he's going to try to take advantage of the VSC. He's going to change his front wing, so disappointment for Bones there, starting on the front row of the grid. It's going back onto the soft tires, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out for him. Ryan is chasing down RC now in this battle for 4th. Johannes is going on to the hards, Adri onto the mediums. So the strategy has gone all over the place now as we enter on lap 6 of this Grand Prix. Larkin is trying to fight his way back up through the grid after that incident with Fuzz at the start of the 3rd sector. He's closing on the back of Beck right now for P6. He's got on the fresh set of medium tires, so he doesn't seem to be in that bad of a position, but it's still going to be an uphill battle for him if he wants to win this Grand Prix again. He's right there on Beck. Looks to the outside. He's got that DRS. I think he's going to be able to get this move done. And he has, around the outside into the hairpin. Solid move there. Puppet Master is now chasing down Bones. Both drivers had just gone into the pits for a fresh set of tires. Bones is fully committed to the 2-stop by going back onto the softs. Andre Souza and Frank Lucas here in the Sector 3 are very close to each other, with Janet just ahead. Don't know if Andre Souza will be able to make a move into anywhere in Sector 3. It's not quite close enough to the rear end of that Haas. Larkins has the fastest lap on those medium tires, so he's still got a lot of pace as he's up into P6 now. And Janet's going off again in the 3rd sector. He's broken his wing this time. So that's got to be very disappointing. He's going to have to come to the pits. Luckily, it was getting close to being time to come in to get off those softs. Anyway, so he shouldn't be in too difficult of a situation there, but still disappointing. It looks like Adri has worked his way past Fuzz going into turn 1. And has cleared him going through the S's. Both drivers involved in incidents in the first few laps. And have already made pit stops. Fuzz could be trying to go to the end with those hard tires. Puppet Master's got the DRS on Bones. Let's see if he's going to be close enough to make a move. He looks to the inside. And I believe he's going to get it done. And it looks like he will. So a solid move from Puppet Master up in the P9. Lost the back end a little bit. And Bones is going to look back to the outside. But I don't think he's going to have enough momentum to get the move done. And Puppet Master closes him off for P9. Impressive move there. As Larkin has closed in on the back of Ryan and RC here. On his comeback drive, trying to get up through the field. Oh, Ryan lost the back end a little bit. I don't think Larkin's going to be close enough this time to have a look down the inside. Oh, he might go for it. Backs out just in time. He was right there, just not quite close enough to get anything done. Still waiting, trying to find space through on Ryan. He might have an opportunity down the back straight with the DRS. Although Ryan's still close enough to get DRS off of RC and P4. Gilzo is still having a good race out in front of the grid here. With Robin and Arrow comfortable with P2 and P3 as here goes Larkin to the inside. Side by side with Ryan going down the DRS straight. I think he's going to have the advantage here. He's got the preferred line, and he does. Up into P5. Got a little bit fresher on the tires with those mediums. Having gone off the softs very early, but already back up into P5, so he's in a very good place here. I think he's still going to have to make another pit stop, however. Not sure if he'll be able to make it the whole way to the end on this one set of tires, because he's right on the back of RC. Bones is close up on the back of Puppet Master as well. Coming through the final sector. Larkin is right here, however, he's looking to the outside. RC shuts the door. Larkin looks to try to still get it done, but he's not quite able to. He's still right there as they go through the Sector 1 S's. But RC with the very solid defending is able to hold on to the position. Bones was not able to make it by Puppet Masters. They're closing in on Crucio, who's running in P8 at the moment. But Larkin's going to have another shot at RC down the back straight here. Going to see if he is able to make it to get this move done. It looks to the inside, and I think he's going to have it done. Side by side, very nice move done right down the middle of the straight. Up into P4 goes Larkin, as Puppet Master has found his way past Crucio with Bones still behind. He looks to the inside as well, but he's not quite close enough to get the move done. Adri on the back of Andre Souza, and he's going to go for it to the inside. Looks like he's going to get it done. He's on those fresher medium tires, so they're certainly giving him an advantage, as Bones has gotten past Crucio as well in Sector 3. Got that move done in the double left-hander. So Robin and Gilso finally come in to get off those old soft tires onto the mediums to go to the end of the Grand Prix. That's going to promote Arrow into P1. He's going to have to come in soon. Larkin P2 and RC into P3. Looks like Gilzo is going to come out just in front of Bones. So that was crucial for Gilzo not to be held up there on the fresh medium tires. But Bones is still right there, and he could definitely find his way through by the end of the lap. Jin another penalty, this time 10 seconds for corner cutting. So not a very frustrating Grand Prix for him so far. He picks up another one. There's Bones going to try to make a move on Gilzo down the back straight. Might be a little bit too far behind as Gilzo is closing in on the back of Puppet Master as well. Arrow's still holding out in the lead on those soft tires. 9 laps old as Zenith has retired from the session there. Not surprising, it's been a very frustrating day for him today. But this battle here, 4 cars under a blanket going through the 3rd sector. Puppet Master is closing in on the back of Bones, and he might be close enough for a move into turn 1. Don't know if Gilzo will be close enough behind him though. Open up the DRS. Back trying to break the slipstream as Arrow finally dives in for the mediums. Looks like Beck is going to hold on to P4. Let's see where Arrow is going to come out here, and it looks like it's going to be P10. So he should be able to go to the end of the Grand Prix on those mediums. So interesting to see how this plays out as Larkin has cycled back to the lead on his fresher medium tires. Still a long way for him to go. We've got a yellow flag, and the Toro Rosso is off, and that's Rob. Again in Sector 1, although it appears his wing is okay, so that's good for him. And now back down the back straight. Another chance for Puppet Master into turn 12. Looks to the inside of Beck, and Gilzo is going to follow him, going to try to follow him through. Very close together. Beck still holding off Gilzo to the inside. Side by side through the double right-hander, but Gilzo gets through an impressive move as Beck is sliding back here on those older medium tires. Picks up 3 seconds as well as now he's got his teammate Bones right behind him, who's also trying to get through on those fresher soft tires. Maybe even Gilson can make a move on Puppet Master here. He's just come out on those newer mediums, but he's definitely not close enough into turn 1 that time. Gilzo running a pretty good race here, currently sitting in 5th place. So lots of good racing here today. We're nearing the halfway point of this race. Frank Lucas is finally in off the softs, probably to the mediums. Gilzo is probably going to have a good look at Puppet Master here for P4. Down the DRS straight. And it looks like he's going to get there to the inside. Gets the move done, so very nice move there from Gilzo. Beck still holding off Bones as they head into Sector 3, but Bones is right there. Wants to get through on those fresher soft tires before he loses the advantage. He's still got to come into the pits at least one more time, so he doesn't want to lose time and be stuck behind his teammate. Oh, Beck lost the back end a little bit, and Bones is going to look to the inside through the triple right, and I think he's going to get it done. It's not the most common spot to make a move, but Bones makes it work. Beck seems to be struggling for grip on those older medium tires. Not sure how much longer he's gonna be able to make those hold. Gets a DRS to fight back, but not close enough to get anything done. Gilso is caught up to the back of his teammate Ryan in the other Renault. Much fresher tires, so it should only be a matter of time before he finds his way through. Thought about looking to the inside into the hairpin, but I think he's going to wait for the DRS straight. Ryan did not get a great exit, and Gilzo is just going to fly past and get DRS as well. Gilzo up into P3, and it's only 8 seconds behind Larkin right now. So this could be interesting to watch. Puppet Master is now right on the back of Ryan as well. Very good battle here between these three drivers. Puppet Master looks to the inside. He sends the move, and looks like he's going to get it done. Very opportunistic from Puppet Master there, but he makes it work, and he's up into P4. So Ryan is starting to drop back here on those older medium tires. Gilzo is now set to try to run down the two front runners. Approaching the midway point of this race. Everything's starting to settle down a little bit, and strategy starting to emerge. Things are still all over the place. I'm not sure if Larkin's going to be able to make it to the end. We'll likely see him come in for a set of softs, I would assume, around lap 20. Currently, he's only got an 8-second lead over Gilso, so he's got to make up 12 seconds to be able to clear him, which is certainly possible. It'll be interesting to see how effective he is able to be on those older mediums, and then how much time he can make up pitting for softs, unless he's planning to take these mediums to the end, but I don't think he's going to have his tires will last long enough for that to be effective. Midfield's starting to spread out just a little bit here. Gilso is very close to closing in on RC. He's taken a lot of time out of him this lap. I think it'll just be a matter of time before he's into P2 and has his sights set on chasing down Larkin for the win. And just making sure to just maintain that one pit stop gap. And making sure it's less than 20 seconds between him and Larkin, which shouldn't be that difficult for him to do. And he's just got to take care of his tires. Bones comes in for his second stop, likely on the medium tires to finish out this race. And it looks like that he is on the mediums. He's got a lot of ground to make up as he's going to come out in 11th place, it appears. This is going to be within DRS range of RC coming down the back straight this time around. It's going to be quite a stretch for him to get a full move off this time, but it could happen. I think he's going to be just a little bit too far back. RC losing a lot of time on those older mediums. Still got a couple more. Still got a lap or two before he comes in for those softs. Gilzo looks to the inside at the double left-hander, but RC's got the preferred line for the next turn, so I don't think Gilzo will be able to make it through. Not quite this time, although he is right there. Puppet Master has dropped off just a little bit, but he is still in contention for this. Gilso's probably going to try to make a move down here, as he doesn't want to sit behind RC through the S's. He looks to the inside into turn 1 and gets it done. So Gilzo up into second place now. Just over 8 seconds behind Larkin. He's just got to focus on maintaining that gap, because it's not likely Larkin will be able to make it to the end on those medium tires. Next up, try to get by RC is Puppet Master. RC still got to make it through another lap or two before coming in. Puppet Master might have a shot at the end of the straight here. looks to the outside. He's got quite the grip advantage, and he's going to get it done into turn 12. RC dropping off into 4th place. Arrow is really closed in on the back end of Mercedes in this battle for 6th place right here. And Arrow is going to the end. He could be in line for a very solid finish today. He's got Becker, Ryan, and RC all ahead, who he should be able to leapfrog. And that could place him into 4th place. So a good run for Arrow today. Not sure if he'll be able to make a move into turn 1 here. Becca's going to have DRS on Ryan as well. But he's still not close enough going into turn 1. Not sure how much longer Becca and Ryan will be staying out on those medium tires. Should be coming in soon for another set of soft tires for them to try to run to the end. Not sure how many spots they'll be able to make up because of that though. Gilso has not been able to make up any ground on Larkin yet so far. Still got that 8-second gap. So here goes Arrow to the inside of Beck. Gonna make it past him and look to the inside of Ryan, but he's not quite gonna be close enough, as I believe that's Andre Souza's gone off in the first sector. As Arrow run the outside of Ryan, now to the inside. I think he's gonna have this move done, and he does. Gets both of those two drivers in one lap, and he's up to 5th place. As RC finally dives it in for a set of softs, but Ryan and Beck both stay out. So we'll have to see where RC comes out on this reverse strategy. Arrow is up into P4. Looks like he's going to come out in P10, just behind Bag of Bones in the Mercedes. He should be able to grab a couple more of those positions, however. As he is just outside of DRS range already. Bones still in the relatively fresh mediums. So that's not quite just going to be a simple, easy move for him. Into the pits for another set of sauce, probably. Back a little bit too far back on Ryan, as Andre Souza has retired. So we're down to 15 runners here in this United States Grand Prix. Larkin still holds the lead. Gilzo just closing in ever so slightly with 10 laps to go. Got this battle in the midfield between two drivers who should be coming into the pits fairly soon, as Rob has started to close in on them. Larkin has gone into the pits for a set of softs. So he doesn't think he's going to be able to, he didn't think he'd be able to make it to the end. Interesting to see if he's going to come out ahead of Arrow here. I think he will be able to, but it's going to be close, and he just will. So Larkin in 3rd place right now. 9-second gap to Puppet Master ahead. Puppet Master still is just behind Gilzo. I don't know if he'll be able to close that gap. But Larkin's got 10 laps to try to chase him down. It's going to be a tight finish up at the top between these front three. Arrow in P4 could be a threat. He's only 1 second behind Larkin on those relatively fresh mediums. But I think he's going to be just too far back to have any sort of effect on the win, as RC is closing on the back of Bones now for 7th place. heading down the back straight. Looks to the inside on them fresh soft tires and gets the move done into the hairpin. But Bones is still going to try to fight back on the outside, but he has to back out. So RC7 up into 7th place. Larkin started to close the gap just a little bit. Not sure if he will have enough time to catch up before them soft tires start to wear out. Puppetmaster is still just out of DRS range. Gilzo still could be anyone's race out of these top 3. RC is now only 2 seconds behind Andrew for P6. So looking like a solid run for RC here. It's closing in very fast on those fresh softs. As his Larkin, he's now cut the gap to just under 6.5 seconds to Puppetmaster. So he's gained almost 2 seconds in the last lap and a half. So he might be able to close that gap in time and come home on top. Gilzo still maintaining that gap to Puppetmaster. Puppetmaster is going to be a stretch for him to make it to the end of the Grand Prix on those mediums. I don't think he'll be able to, at least not very quickly. As Ryan is on the back of Fuzz here, well, it looks like Johannes lost the back end coming out of the hairpin. And then there's just a hold on, so good save from him there as Ryan looks to the inside of Fuzz. And gets the move done. Oh, Fuzz giving him a little tap in the rear end there. Larkin sets the fastest lap and he is really closing in. Looks to be only a matter of time before he is right on the gearbox of Puppetmaster for 2nd place. As RC is right there on Adri. Those fresh soft tires really giving him a huge advantage here in the closing stages of this race. Especially through those S's, having fresh tires gives you a huge advantage in grip. You can carry a lot more speed when you're on the fresh softs as compared to the 15-lap-old mediums. And with that DRS, he should have even more of an advantage down the back straight. And he's not too far behind Rob as well, so RC could be on for a 5th place finish here in this US Grand Prix. Looks to the inside, gets through for P6. Very simple move from RC there. Larkin has closed the gap now to just 3.5 seconds. Gilzo should be able to make it to the end. I think Larkin is going to be able to get it. He's got 7 laps to go. And he's closed in about 4.5 seconds on Gilzo in the last 3 laps. I think Larkin is definitely going to be considered the favorite to win this race. It's not going to be easy by any means, but he's definitely got the pace on the soft tires. RC is making him march up the field as well. Closing up on the Toro Rossos. Solid day for him. Very clean race. He did come in for the softs a lap earlier than Larkin, Beck, and Ryan, so that's something interesting to note, but considering he started fairly low on the grid, very solid run for him today. Puppetmaster's mop has dropped off Gilzo just a little bit, and that gap is probably going to continue to grow as this medium is now up to 16 laps old. And Larkin is closing. Gap now under 4 seconds to Gilzo. Coming to 6 laps to go this time by. So there's your top 3. All down the pit straight at the same time. You might be within DRS range of Puppet Master by the time they make it to the back straight. I don't believe any of these 3. Oh, Puppet Master's. I was just gonna say he's just picked up 3-second time penalty right there. But I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to 2nd place anyway. I believe Gilzo and Larkin have both run clean races in terms of penalties, so this looks like it's just going to be a clean race to the checkered flag. Down the back straight here, Larkin should be able to make a move into 2nd place. He just has quite an advantage down into turn 12, and he moves into 2nd place. Just 2.5 seconds behind now. Bones has closed in on the back of Adri for P7. Adri on very old medium tires. I believe it looks like he's going to try to stretch them to the end, which is going to be quite a task, but I think he can do it. Bones not close enough that time. RC is getting close to being in DRS range of Rob and the Toro Rosso. So he could be on for a top 5 finish here in this race, as we have just 5 laps to go now. Bones is getting even closer to Adri, coming through the final couple of corners. He might be close enough for a move down into turn 1. Doesn't seem like it. Just a little bit too far behind. But he definitely has the pace advantage. He should be behind Audrey in no time. Larkin closing the gap to about 2 seconds now. He is closing, but it doesn't seem to be quite as fast as before. And those soft tires are going to start to lose grip here in a couple of laps. So he's going to hope that they hold up long enough just for him to find his way past Gilzo. As here's Bones on the back of Adri going down the DRS straight. He should be able to get this move done. Looks to the inside. Side by side into the hairpin. Can't quite. Oh, he's got the move done. Up into P7 for Bones. Good run for him. And RC is right on the back of Rob as well. Larkin's still not quite in Gilzo's DRS range, but he is getting there with just 4 laps to go. He might be in the DRS range in time for the back straight. And it's going to be tough for Gilzo to fight back on those old mediums. Here's RC down the pit straight, just behind Rob. Thought about looking to the outside, and not quite close enough to go to the inside. He took a look, but he wasn't quite there. Larkin's still not quite close enough for the DRS. Not this time by, but close a little more. Almost a full second that time by. This is going to be a very intense battle here coming into the closing laps of this race. Puppet Master's still not out of it. I mean, he's only 3 seconds off the lead, but he is on very old tires, and he's got at least one 3-second penalty. So it's going to be a tough ask for him. RC has dropped off over half a second behind Rob, but he is still right there. As Larkin has broke into the DRS range of Gilzo. Very great duel between these two drivers so far today. 3 laps to go. And he's got the DRS and those pressure soft tires. Probably only be a matter of time before he gets through into the lead of this race. RC has dropped off a little bit off of Rob, but still in DRS range. As they head to the S's one more time. That's where it can really make up a lot of time, and Larkin is right there. I think he's gonna he might find a way through this time. Gills is gonna need to get a very good exit out of the hairpin. But that's gonna be easier said than done. He's got 6/10 here at the start of the straight. Not a bad accident. Larkin is right there. He's closing a little bit. Still going to be a little bit too far back that time behind. Gilza holds him off for another time through. But Larkin is right there. Gilza cannot relax for one turn through these last couple of laps. He's got to be perfect, especially with those much older tires and on the harder compound. Larkin is there. All it takes is one mistake for Larkin to find his way through. As Bones has made his way past RC. Larkin looking to the inside, going into turn 1. I think he's going to have him this time. Side by side he does. Gilso is just not able to fight back on those older mediums. And Larkin could be home free here. He's got just under 2 laps to go. If he can hold off through the rest of Sector 1 and down the DRS straight, I think that's going to be it. He's already opened up the gap to almost half a second. Gilzo will have DRS, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to capitalize on it. He's less than half a second behind. It's tough to get a good exit on those old mediums, but he is closing. He is right there, just not close enough to find a way through. And that was going to be his best chance. Don't think he'll be able to... They'll have another shot at making it through. Adri's closed on the back of RC now. And he gets the move done on the older medium tires. So very impressive move from Gilso. Looks like he will have DRS down the pit straight again, coming on to the final lap. But he's going to need a mistake from Larkin or a miracle to make it through. Nearly 3/4 of a second behind. Closing just a little bit. But I don't think it's going to be enough. He's going to have to maintain a close gap going through the S's. It's running a little bit wide. Yellow flag in Sector 3. It looks like that cleaned up itself. Gilso is 8/10 behind. Coming on towards the DRS straight. Larkin's not completely out of the woods yet, but Gilso's going to need a great charge coming through the final half a lap. Larkin got a very good exit there. I don't think Gilso's going to be able to make a move. Larkin's able to hold him off down the DRS straight, and he's just got to make it through Sector 3 without a mistake. Very impressive qualifying lap from Larkin. Very impressive run through this entire race. Lots of clean overtakes. He's made the 2-stop work. And coming through the final couple of corners now. For the second week in a row, Larkin is going to take home the victory here in the EU tier. Gilso comes home in second place. A very good result for him. Puppet Master brings it home in third. Arrow's going to come home in P4. A very good result for him. Rob's still holding off Bones. Looks like he's going to take 5th place. Penalties could be a factor here through the midfield. Everyone is fairly close. Rob comes home P5. Bones is 6th place. Adri comes home P7. RC comes home with an 8th place finish. Beck P9. Looks like Ryan's going to come home in 10th place, so a points finish for Ryan here in the Renault. Oh, he's lost it right at the exit, but he's crossed the line, still ahead of Fuzz, who's finished P11. And Johannes comes home 12th, jumps up Fuzz to 11th. Heron is 13th. Christian comes home 14th, and Frank Lucas comes home 15th. So, very entertaining race today. Larkin comes home with the victory, makes the 2-stop work. Impressive, he made the move on Gilza with just a couple of laps to go after making a charge through the field. Quite the drive for him today, and he's got the victory for the 2nd week in a row here in the EU tier. Gilzo and Puppet Master make up the podium. A very solid race for all 3 of those drivers today. Well deserved. So final results looks like Larkin comes in P1, Gilzo in 2nd place, Puppet Master 3rd, Arrow finishes 4th, Rob is in 5th, Bones finishes 6th, Adri comes home in 7th, RC picks up an 8th place finish for him today after starting 14th, impressive drive. Beck comes home 9th, Ryan finishes in 10th, Johannes 11th, Fuzz finishes 12th, Heron comes home 13th, Crucio 14th, Frank Lucas 15th, Andre Souza comes home 16th, Janet finishes 17th, and Zamoglis finishes in 18th. So, it's been a fun race for us today here, the United States Grand Prix in the EU tier. We will see you all next week from Germany.